Oh, hi chat. Right, let me have a look at what this looks like. I'm actually going to redo my lip gloss as well. Whoa! Hey SPG, how are you? Let's redo that. Gosh, it's particularly warm today, and I really wanted to make sure that I was able to do the Jean Grey paint this weekend. There it is. So I thought I might as well prep the shoulder pads, which is gonna, I think it's gonna take a little bit of a while. I know, yes. I think it's so cool. Thank you. I haven't posted there in so well, I feel like I haven't posted everywhere in such a while. Just because I was busy working on Optimus Prime, which I'm sure you can understand was very hard and was taking a good deal, a good chunk of time trying to build that. So I was busy trying to sort that out. So I've been particularly slack on a lot of my normal workload. So yeah, I hope to get back into it as soon as I can. Oh, Moaning, thank you so much. Thank you for the bits. Thank you so much. I'm allergic to dairy. This is so disrespectful. Thank you. Also, I've had quite the day. So my body is broken. I'm so tired. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do these shoulders. We'll see how far we get, and then I'll have a bit more rest today before stream tomorrow. Just because, yeah, I had quite the day today. It was too many things, but alas, we move forwards. Okay, so Jean Grey, Marvel Rivals. Now I'm under the impression that, oh, there's multiple outfits. I got cheesed. I did get cheesed. I didn't see that there's different outfits. I had only seen the black and the green one. Ooh, I didn't know about this. Hi Smashing, how are you? All skins. Gotta have all of them. Yeah, I didn't realize this. Well, the one I was considering doing was the black and the green one. But I didn't know that there was some other designs. Let me just see what they look like. Blade has been added too, this thing says. Huh. Hi Striking, how are you doing? Blade is coming next, maybe. So is it like every few months they add the new character or something? Like is it like every quarter? So I've just seen like the red and the blue one. And honestly, it's the same, it's just a different color. Interesting that they've also done the classic X-Men suit. Oh, thanks so much, Raina. That was so hard. Honestly, I think it finished me. It was so difficult. I have been tripping over Optimus Prime parts. Oh, thanks so much, guys. I've been tripping over, hey Peachy, these Optimus Prime parts all over the place. I've been really looking forward to just getting rid of it, to be honest with you. I made it out of paper. Hi, Les Banana. How are you? Hi, Yus. How are you doing? So I'm going to be making the Jean Grey shoulders from Marvel Rivals today. Marvel Rivals. And I was just trying to figure out what they look like, and then I've just come to the realization just now that there's actually more than that skin. I didn't know. I think I may just continue on with the skin I was going to do. Like, the other ones look okay. Hi, Kaz. I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much for asking. I think the other ones look okay, but it doesn't seem like A, there's that much information about them yet, and B, the shape of the shoulders is seemingly quite similar. But there's more reference photos for me for the black and the green one. So once I've got the netting for the shoulder pattern, then I can just change the color of it and do another one if I wanted to. Hi, Flying, how are you? Interesting that she's always got the phoenix floating around behind her. But I don't particularly feel like setting my hair on fire, so I don't think I'll do that. So you see these shoulders here? It does look a little, yeah, it does look a bit strange, doesn't it? Hi, baby IJ, how are you? So these shoulders that's something that I need to add on to. I need to add it as an extra. Ah. Yeah, a bit scary, isn't it? Actually, I didn't see which parts of Texas. Let me have a look on the map. This is the one I plan to do. Yeah, Punisher. Do you have Marvel Rivals? Oh gosh. All right, like down that bit. Oh. Yeah, so Punisher. So I was actually just looking, and it appears. So wait, okay. Where do I start? So this was the design I was thinking of, but then I went to Google the shape of the shoulder pads, and I've learnt that there's more than one skin that's already been released. Peachy, thank you so much for using your Optimus Prime on me. Thank you very much for 21 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here. Right, so we've got some other colours. We've got this one. And then there's this one. Hi, Absolute, how are you? I hope it'll look okay. Then we've got a crazy one. I won't be doing this one. There's this crazy one. I'm being surrounded by Jean Greys. There's that one, and then I saw an original X-Men skin. Now I've lost it. Where did I put it? Hi everyone, hi. It is a bit much, it's quite a lot, yeah. Hi Kat, I'm alright, you alright? Ooh, interesting. It seems like she does light up red in for one of the parts. That's interesting. There's a part where she seems, yeah, okay, so there is a red bit. Oh, well, that changes things. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Punisher. But there was a yellow and blue one. They have added a yellow and blue one, from what I've seen on Google, unless it's fake. I can't trust anything now. Where was? I found it. I got it. Sorry. So there is that one, and it's just basically just straight up. Look. I'm just here for the ride. Jean Grey is a big favourite by a lot of people. That one is a fan create. Oh, is it? Oh, thank you for telling me. Oh, damn it. All right, so we have to get rid of that one. Sorry. I didn't realise that was the fan creation. Damn, I didn't know. It's too good. Someone did too much of a good job with it. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not doing this one. There's no way. Okay, so here's the thing. I like this one. But what I don't want to do is paint Jean Grey and then the next week paint the exact same thing in a different colour, because to me that's pretty boring. I've done a rendition like this before, where it goes from green to red. How I did that was changing the colour of the design on the video, which means that it would be easier to do this one, to do the video effect. But this one, I would argue, is a better colour scheme. However, if it's this one, I will struggle with my limited animation VFX knowledge to do a cool transition into the red. What I don't want to do is also just paint it in red. I don't want to do that. I want to do it in like one. So it sounds to me as though this one is the more ideal one to do, but I like this design. Or, yeah, like the main one, right? I'm just saying, I don't really want to paint both of them though. Also, just before I went live, I bit a hole in my cheek and it's really bothering me. Yeah, so I feel like I probably should do the black and the green one. Yeah, certainly. Do you see what I mean? It's a bit tricky. What did you do that for? I was just so hungry. Or is everything going to be painted? So you see how the shoulders stick out from the rest of the body? So I need to build some shoulders. Frog Blaster, if you have a look at my recent video that I just posted on socials today, that's not a ploy to get you to have a look and secretly follow me on my socials. It's not a scam. I painted myself as Optimus Prime for PUBG and PUBG Mobile, sorry, for PUBG Mobile, because that was my recent job. And I have to build something to add on to it to create the extra body, I guess, that I'm limited, aren't I? Because I paint on myself and I don't have these shoulders. So I need to build the shoulders, but now I'm just trying to decide on what to do about the colour scheme, which colour scheme to paint. Half and half paint. I don't mind doing a half and half paint, but the thing about Jean Grey is that because she transforms into this, so I could do that simply with VFX, but that's really hard for me to do unless it's already got some kind of color to it, and doing it with black is really hard. Yeah, so that's basically, like, I have to build something to wear in addition to make that blend in with the rest of it. So I need to build that today because I want to paint this on Saturday. Ultimately, I don't have to make a decision right now because they all have the same shoulder pad. So I could still think on it, but I really was just straight up on this one, and now and then I googled it to get a reference photo, and now I'm like, ooh. But yeah, so the black and green one is definitely the main one. Oh, F it. Let's just chat, yeah, this one. Why did my playlist just give up? Don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you doing this? F it, chat. We'll do this 1 week and we'll do this week. We'll do both then. I think that's the best option. So I'll do it twice. I don't really want to do it twice, but we'll do it twice. I'll have to try and figure out how to do a transition like that makes it seamless. Why twice? Because if you have a look in here, there is a video that I've already done of Jean Grey. What I did with that one was painted the green version and then I VFX'd it to become the red version. Now that's easier for me because I've got limited VFX knowledge to do something that already has a base color that's easy to change. A base color that isn't easy to change is black. But the base of this is black. So to change that to be red with VFXing is difficult for me because I'm not that skilled. If I were to do it, it would be this one and I'd find that one easier. But I don't like this design as much as I like this design. So I'm gonna have to, the best way that I can get around this to try and get the transition that I want is to paint this one and then on another week paint this one, so then I do a transition into the second one and that one's red because Jean Grey turns into the Phoenix and she's like OP and stuff. So that's going to be the best option. We need you to do another Wonder Woman. Yeah, so you see what I mean? It's tricky. Yeah. Or I paint this one. I paint this one and then VFX it back to... No, I wouldn't be able to do it to black. I don't know what I'm doing. It's too... No, I won't be able to do it very well. It will look crap. I don't know what I'm doing with that. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to... Well, at least once I make the net, I can... After I've used it once, I can just pull it apart and then make another one and do that one in red. Hi, Xavier, how are you? Damn. All right. Well, that answers that. Okay, so we need to make this. Such a weird shoulder pad. Not in a bad way. What colour? I've painted her quite a lot of times. So I've done the green version. I've done like the original 90s version, I think like 3 times. I think I've done another one, but I can't remember. I did a Dark Phoenix 1 years ago as well. I've painted her quite a few times. You'd have me believe you're not a VFX athlete. There's some stuff which I'm like, oh, I can do that, and I just keep doing the same thing over and over again in different fonts, and I think it makes it look different. But yeah, the change in the black, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. The hair changes just slightly on the more pure red. Oh yeah, you're right. It's look, yeah, you're right. It's got a bit more like this one's a bit more pumpkin and the other one's more red, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Good shout. Well, I've got pumpkin wigs, so I mean I've got lots of wigs. Okay. Damn, this is going to be so confusing. Right, open image in a new tab. I think most of this is going to have to be reliant. Yeah, I don't, that, yeah. Also, the thing about that though, Baby Cakes, is that when I used to do all of the, when I did the old ones, like all of these videos, they're not filmed at the correct resolution. So it can be a complete mismatch. It wouldn't look right. It'd be really obvious because I used to film these on bloody 720 and think that was fantastic. And so, anyway, part of me is always like, I should redo everything. Here's you having a better day. Oh yeah, thanks Kyle. Oh god, today was so awkward. It was so horrible. For those of you who aren't in the Discord, no problem at all. I don't expect anyone to be there all the time. Oh, I had to like I had to call the landscaping guy and tell him if he's not here by the end of the week, he's fired. And like, it was so horrible to do. And I always do this thing where I have a really difficult phone call where I like death grip something. Usually it's this, but I didn't have it with me downstairs. And so I just death grip this bottle of vitamins. Oh, it was so stupid. It was, and like, oh, I hate everything about it. It was horrible. And like, you know, and like, the thing is I'm not trying to be like, I'm right. I'm always right. Etch it on my gravestone. It's not like that, but I am in the right, and I know I am. And trying to just tell him this was really horrible, and I just hated it. I hated every second. It was really, really hard. It was just like, hi. So, circumstances have changed. Where are you? Oh no, flying. Oh crap. Oh no, help, I need a mod. What do I do? Untime out? How do I do this? Untime out, oh Christ. Oh no, this is a flying. How the hell do you cook G? I thought that's a cooking. Oh, sorry. Flying, you're not in trouble. My Stream Elements thought that you were spamming with the amount of ellipses that you were doing. It doesn't understand context. You're totally fine. You're fine. You're not in trouble. I tried to do it to stop the Russians from getting to me and attacking me in March, and it didn't work. I've been trying to find a way to stop. Sorry, you're fine. You're not in trouble. Sorry. Right. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I've got all this scrap paper from bloody Optimus Prime. Sorry, yeah, so it was just so awkward. It was just the most awkward thing. And I was like, so you haven't turned up 2 weeks ago, so I was like 3 weeks ago you told me you were gonna turn up, and it's been 2 weeks. And he was like, oh yeah, you know, like, hope you're doing good. And I was like, flying. He was like, oh yeah, it's all good. He was like, yeah. He was like, I've just been on it with these other jobs. And I was like, and then he was like, oh, and then I've had some personal stuff go on. And I was like, okay, I understand. And he was like, you know, family has to come first. And I was like, yes, I understand that, but this has been a while now. And we haven't had any communication. You haven't said anything. Like you've been telling us that you're coming, and then we've stayed in and you haven't turned up. Like, do you think that's fair? And he was like, no, I see your point. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so because the circumstances have changed now, I need to know if you're not here by Friday to continue finishing this job, I'm gonna have to replace you and hire somebody else and give the job away. And then he was like, I was so horrible. He was like, my wife is heavily pregnant. And I was like, I understand. He was like, and you know, it's not that I don't want to be there. And I was like, I understand, but this has been a long time now, hasn't it? And I think I've been quite patient. I've got a 2-year-old at home. I understand. I understand, but also I've been looking after all of your equipment, you know, and you've been telling me, but do you think I don't mind if you aren't able to come, but there's been no communication, and when there has been communication, you've told me that you're coming and then you don't come. And that's, do you see what I mean? And he was like, yeah. I know, Zeragos, and I was like, I know, I hated it so much. I was like, don't try and manipulate me. Stop it. So I was just like, and that's not fair, is it? And I was like, oh, Christ. And then like Ghost was staring at me as I was doing it, and I was like staring at Ghost like, he wins, and there's all these things happening, and then he was like, well, I haven't even been working. I've been helping my wife. She's been struggling. And I was like, I understand. And if that's the case, then I can give the job to someone else. And then I was like, will I see you here before Friday? Yeah. I've got most of it done already though. I've got most of it done. I'm like 90% there. I've done most of the hard work. He was like, you know, like, and I haven't got much more to do. And I was like, I understand. Will you be here by Friday? I hope so. You've told me before that you're going to be here the week after, so that I don't really have a lot of confidence in you being here by Friday. Can you confirm to me that you will be here by Friday? Touch wood, yeah, I hope so. I need to make it very clear to you that if you are not here by Friday, I have to give this job to somebody else. Is that clear? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye. Oh, why did he make me feel like so gross? Oh, I hated it. Afterwards, I was just sat there like. Oh, it was so horrible. And do you know what's so bad? Is this the second time I've had to do this? I had to fire the last guy. I'll try to write a script for you. I had to deal with loads of it when I was a construction manager. I mean, you might as well stick the script in Discord, because a bunch of other people sound like they've had to do little bits like this recently too. Oh, isn't that such a horrible phone call? Oh, isn't that just such a horrible phone call to have? That was a horrible phone call. Of all the phone calls I've had, that was a horrible one. I'll do it. Yeah, dealing with what was it, conflict resolution. Oh, that was so horrible. It was so horrible. Everything about it was horrible. Why can't you just turn up and do the job? Yeah, it was horrible. I don't think I could have had. Yeah, thank you. It was just, and then afterwards, it was just like, I'm so sad. Chat's decided. It was chat. He literally had one job, and it was to turn up. You can't even turn up. You cannot be nice, you have to be blunt. I felt like I was being blunt, but also that's probably like as blunt as I could go without just being like, you're gone. Collect your stuff. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, aliens will have abducted his van, and he can't get there. He said that before, not about the aliens. He said before they can't get in because of his stupid van. Oh my god! And then he threw the 2-year-old at me, and then he threw that his wife is heavily pregnant at me. Stop throwing these things to me, Optimus. I don't know. maybe I should like do a really awful sign and stick this effigy in like some of his equipment that he's left. Oh, it's so horrible. Oh, what a horrible, horrible conversation. I have to leave now. Bye bye. Loved you, Optimus Prime. Bye. That's a good word. Cute pants, thank you. I think I was inspired by my dad in the year 2004. And I found these in a vintage secondhand shop that was basically called Y2K Fashion and humbled me so hard when it was all the clothes I used to wear about 15 years ago. And I've never felt the whiplash happen so quick that I turned into ancient dust. And so I bought these trousers for £12. Dude, I know! Dad, fashion icon, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was Optimus Prime. Guys, you should check out that. So can I just say, I'm really proud of myself. That mannequin with Ryan Gotham. I'm really proud. Everything that you've seen from Optimus Prime has been made out of paper. I know more nets than any mathematician. I've made things out of paper I didn't think were physically possible. I made essentially half a suit of armor out of paper. It was so paper Prime. It was very difficult and I was so stressed out. And the most annoying thing was it was all laid out here every day while I was building more and more stupid nets to try and, there's some of the nets I had to build. So look at some of the nets on this. They don't look like that. They don't look real. That doesn't, no. And so every day I had to stream, I had to hide it behind this wall. Half of Optimus Prime I was hiding. Extreme paper crap, yeah. I wanted to do it so I could just like feel a lot less guilty about throwing it away afterwards. The Transformers are made out of paper and that's why they easily fold into different shapes. It's just alien origami. That's all it is. The Allspark is not an Allspark, it's just an Allspark bone folder. That's all it does, and it folds things really well. It's just really clean cut. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Decepticon, paper cut. Oh chat, I can't believe I had to have such a mean phone call. And it wasn't even that mean, but I felt mean. People should just do their jobs. Right, that looks like it'll be good around there. Trust me, I built Optimus Prime. The entire Optimus Prime build I did without a ruler, can I also add? And I just look at it and be like, yeah, that's about right to me. Yeah. Yeah, just cut that. I was talking to oh my god, I stopped reading at the word Gundam, not like to be rude or anything, I just kind of like had a quick pause and I was like, Odie, you alright? I was talking to a Gundam fan a few months ago and I pretended not to know what Gundam was, so he showed me and I said, oh, so they're Transformers, and it pissed him off so much. I did tell him I was messing with him and then he thought it was funny. He just had this moment of being like, what? Without a ruler, all I did was every time I thought I need a straight line, I just folded the paper in half, lined it up like with the other bit of paper, and then just cut that. I measured nothing. All of it was guesswork. Who needs a ruler? Not me. It might have been. Could it have been quicker if I used a ruler? Maybe, yes. Did I use one? No. You transform into the Doom helmet. Oh my god, you know, I was thinking to myself, do you know what as well, chat? I was thinking to myself, I was like, recently I was like, oh, do you know what? Maybe I'm starting to feel Bumblebee. Maybe I'll paint Bumblebee. And then I got this, and then they were like, oh, sorry, this is a really last minute job. Can you turn yourself into Optimus Prime? And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I was doing it and I was like, there's no way I'm turning myself into Bumblebee anytime soon. It's not happening. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No bumblebee on my watch. Alright, let's see. So that's going to join onto the shoulder. About. Look, chat, this is how I built Optimus Prime. Look at the precision. Like that looks like it goes about there. And then we're going to have a pointy bit here. It's got to go something like that. That's going to have some bend in it. It's going to look something like that. Did you cut it without scissors? Oh yeah, I use I did. Don't worry, I did use it. I did. No, but I used my thermal printer to make the Autobot stickers. Hi Pastel, how are you? The precision, the grace, the perfection. Thank you. This is why everyone's like, how do you get stuff done so quickly? And I'm like, that looks about right to me. Right, let me see. Let me turn on this one. Right, okay. My dusty keyboard. Right, okay, perfect. Right, so then that looks like it's gonna do. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm all right. I don't want to tell you that I'm good because I had such a day, Pastel. I had such a day, and it wasn't even that much. I had to like borderline threaten to fire someone, and it's ruined my whole day. So I feel a bit like, you know what I mean? I didn't like it at all. Nothing about it was fun. Right, so then there's going to be a split down the middle. It's the same luck in measuring things by eyeballing first try as you do when smacking safes in video games on first try. I do kind of smack them, don't I? But I need a smaller container now. Yeah, they can be a little bit large, can't they? It does mess with your whole vibe. You're so right. Also, I didn't really have too much of a weekend because I was working on the Optimus video because of the deadline. And I spent most of my time doing gravel. So I'm kind of physically, I feel physically a little bit broken. So I was like, okay, well, I really want to paint this weekend. I really want to. The only thing that I think will stop me is if the heat wave genuinely comes back in. I saw that in some parts of the UK it's going to be 37, but it was from the Mirror, so I don't believe anything that they say. But I'm also a little bit scared in case, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of things have happened this year that I didn't think were physically possible, so I'm also a little bit scared. That's gonna happen. Yeah, so I saw that, so that I think that'll probably be like the only thing that makes me be a bit more like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So I hope they'll be okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Peachy? 33 in Los Angeles today. Cool, blimey. It's 29 currently in my stream room. Right, let's cut this and let's see if it fits. Let's hope for the best. Will it fit? I don't know. $30 million funeral repetition. It's gonna, yeah, that's not nice. That I mean, a lot of people are gonna really suffer. Because I also think about, like, what about like the elderly and stuff in their homes? You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna really struggle. I don't know what they're gonna do. Not everyone lives in care homes, so let's see if this fits. Right, that looks all right, but we need to figure out how to bend this So it goes that way. But it's paper. So what if we just... I live in the US where here it gets to 48 in the peak summer. Right, okay. I think that can be chomped there. And then I think that can be a bit thinner here. Jesus Christ, Ken, that's a lot. None of us are equipped to deal with it either, that's the thing. Okay, and then let's see what happens if we just cut slice in the middle there. Push that there. Then pull that back. Oh, sorry, you're fine, Queen. Yeah, definitely, Lesbian. I did not see the end of the Spider-Man film. He's out there stabbing himself with a sewing machine. I want to see loose threads on that. That's what I want to see. That's what I've heard too, Ken. It's just not ideal for us. Oh my god, Lisbon, that's so annoying. Straight no thanks. Due to some new information from some newer residents, we've had to change the policy. Have you ever made a puppet? I think when I was a kid, but nothing like Muppets level. Hello, Inferno. Oh my god, Les Banana. I'm thinking this might look better on me if it's straighter. Hi Sam, how are you? Some people just aren't sentient, Les Banana, you know what I mean? I'm actually having a second thought now that because of the design of it, maybe I should use some leftover foam. But I usually feel reluctant to use foam because I don't like how, like, it's not really recyclable or anything. Radiator pants. Whiskey Rick, thank you so much. Thank you for 33 months. Ah, hello, stop it you. Thanks, it's very kind of you, thank you. I'm having a fragile day. I had one of those days where I had to do a lot of things that weren't very nice. And also my body is so tired from doing like landscaping stuff, so I'm starting to going straight into your eye is bothering me way too much. But I'm protected by a layer of extra hair that I've glued onto my eyelids, so if anything, this is the one that bothers me. I'll leave it there. I know, it's just one of those terrible days. Yeah, now that's what I'm thinking, and maybe I should... Oh, thanks so much, Whiskey Rick. That was hard. God, that was so hard. I made it all out of paper. I was so proud of myself for making it all. I don't know if this will fit with my hair thing in. Might tear it, not sure. I can't see it, sorry. Oh, I don't think it's going to fit with my hair stick. But yeah, I made this and it was... Oh, I was so scared. You know when you're doing something and it looks so crude? That's true. Just do what I did in Animal Crossing. Yeah, it looks so crude until I painted it and I was like, okay, but then I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced until I was done, basically. I just thought it was gonna look crap. So yeah, the entire time I was just panicking about the whole thing. Do you do any latex molding? Not really. I tried a little bit before, like an amateur's level. But I wouldn't use the words I enjoyed it. Those are words I'd use for other things. By doing a gardening themed paint. I am actually really happy. It hasn't been long. It hasn't been long, chat. But my bok choy, I have a sprout. One of them has grown. Something like a week. I saw some green in it today and I was over the moon. I was so happy. Yay! Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Choy. I'm going to try and grow some because it's too expensive. I have a sprout and I'm really, really happy. I really thought the lettuce was gonna grow first, you know. This is not how you're meant to cut foam. This is 100% one of the reasons why I think foam is hard, because I start doing it like this. This is not the way. I'm just telling you now, so everyone knows this is not what you're meant to be doing. But here I am doing it the most convoluted way possible. Also, I'm really excited that I learnt a new thing today. Was it logical fallacy? That was pretty cool. For the release. Yeah, Fergie! Did you play? It's a type of cabbage, right? Oh, question. I actually don't know what family it belongs to. In my mind, it's like leaves. I guess so. I don't really know what family it belongs to. A baby green pepper, that's so cute. You're really getting knocked out today by my automod flying, I'm so sorry. I cannot wait for one of my faves. Blade. Green tasty leaves on the way, chow on the way. Hopefully I don't kill it. There's still time. I'm sorry. Sorry, when you were like, oh, and I cannot wait for one of my faves, I thought you meant the other one. I was like, oh yeah? I'm so sorry, Fergie. Also, Fergie, when you're like, oh, it sounded so like cryptic to me, like, and someone else. Also, Fergie, and I hope you don't mind, when I uploaded my video to YouTube, I used your, in my opinion, best comment, one of my favourite things you've ever said, as the context for the video. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a video of me pointing, but it wasn't from the Sistine Chapel, it's from a different one. And I recreated your username and I used that at the top, and I hope that's okay. It was something you genuinely said, but yeah, I hope it's all right. I just thought it was too good to pass up. It's related to cabbage. Oh, nice. That video I thought was so funny. You lot make me laugh so much. Oh yeah, this is gonna be way better. Look at that, we're almost done. Jesus Christ. Well, the good news is that oh my god. Blueberry bush or raspberries? No, I heard courgettes are easy though. Oh my gosh, look at this. It blends in with the table. It looks like I've just cut a piece of the table out. Look at that. That's weird, isn't it? Let me look, and of course it's all right. That's a huge privilege of mine to have any videos. So thank you. I genuinely thought it was like, it's one of my favorite things you've ever said. I'll remember it. I might etch it onto my grave. I might come back. I might raise myself from the dead, etch it in with a compass, and then go back. Instead of asking somebody else to do it for me. Oh my god, what if, Fergie, what if out of my grave I have a finger pointing out, like we have like a model hand, but it just so slightly points the wrong way. As if I come back. Just went on YouTube to watch it again, and the video you feeding Cassie to a romance song came out. It's now, oh my god. I love how that one's the one that's come up. That's how people discover your grave. Like, have you seen that really weird grave with the girl's hand who's pointing like at like somebody else down the street? It's dead weird. Like, I feel like every time I walk past it, she's pointing right at me. Next to someone when Mel's yelling at you, so they get confused and you're off the hook. Follows people. That's fine. We all in real time discovered your finger. I'm so happy. I'm so honoured. I think it's really funny too. Oh my gosh, yeah, pass. Oh, sorry, I didn't read what you just said. Yeah, so in a lot of her designs, she has these like insane shoulder pads. She has like 80s shoulder pads level. Like her shoulder pads like are insane. Anyway, and so in this design here, you can see she's got these like shoulder pad bits, right? And I want to paint this design. So I can't really add extra shoulders onto myself. That would be insane if I could. And maybe I could if I went to the gym that much, but I'm not planning on doing that. So this is the way to go. Somewhere else. Pointing at my own tombstone, but it points at the person next to me. Yeah, there's some crazy shoulder pads, aren't they? So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm trying to build out what these will be. And actually, because now we're going to have to... Jean Grey has been added to Marvel Rivals, and I wondered when they were going to add her. I was like, there's no way they're not going to add her. Hello, Ricardo, how are you? I was like, there's no way. There's like just no way they're not going to add her. Anyway, and so she's finally been added, and I think that's so cool. But with Jean Grey, she'll come up on here as well. That I did wonder, Fergie. And it was leaked months ago so that she is coming soon. Was it? Do you know, up until last week, I completely forgot Marvel Rivals was even a whole game. I completely forgot about it. And like, I could have looked at that for loads of inspiration. I just completely forgot it was a thing. And I've got Squirrel Girl's tail in the back that I've made. I don't know what's wrong with me. Something. I don't know. Whatever. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, I want to paint Jean Grey, but here's the thing: is that she has these insane shoulder pads, and then I like this green design. But then there's another bit where she changes to red. And in this video here, I've done one before where I did it from green, changing it to red with VFX, and I wanted to do that again. But that would be easier if it wasn't black on the suit. But then I now don't have enough VFX knowledge on how to do that. So I was like, oh, do I paint a different color? Long story short, I can't be bothered to figure that out. Not can't be bothered. I could be bothered to figure it out, but I don't know. And so I'm going to... Hello, it's me. So I'm going to paint the red one, and I'll paint the black and green one, and then I'll try and do a transition between them. So I'll essentially paint it twice in two different colors. However, I might not do them like the same, like consecutive weeks, because sometimes if I do the same thing kind of like over and over again, I get a bit bored. So what I'm planning on doing now is I need to build the shoulder pads, and at least now, if I build them out of foam, then I can just re-spray paint them. That becomes a little bit tricky with paper. Still isn't in the game. I really thought they were going to add Gambit, you know? I don't know why, but I feel like Cyclops, even though he's like big dog, is such like a last minute thought now. I just don't feel like people think about Cyclops very much. That being said, people obviously don't really think about Penny Parker very much, but I really kind of feel like people think about Gambit more than they do about Cyclops. So for that reason, and that's only my opinion, I thought they were going to add Gambit. Oh, Gambit's coming according to Rogue. Oh, it's according to Elite and Rogue. I wonder what they'll do with Rogue's ultimate. That'll be interesting to see her ultimate. You see what I mean? I think Gambit's a bit more like... I think I like add Gambit more. Nightcrawler, who is my fave. Blade. Got you. Marvel Rivals said they have so many characters. That's the thing though, isn't it? Like, they've got people from so many worlds as well. So many Earths as well. Those bananas like... Yeah, they've got so many things. So I did think that when they started doing Marvel Rivals, I know Overwatch started crying, but like it does make sense that they would do something like this kind of game because like they can add anyone. That roster's gonna go absolutely insane. People are wanting, but also niche characters that don't get enough spotlight. Love that. Omrit, thank you so much for your Optimus Prime gaming. Thank you very much. Thank you for the 4 months. I hope you continue to love the emotes. Thank you. What is inside my oh, I've got my shoe stuck on my hot glue gun. Yeah, see, I kind of just thought that a lot of people would want Gambit. I didn't know about Jeffrey. No, I don't think a lot of people did. Overwatch mechanics too. I feel like people wouldn't complain about it as much if it wasn't successful. But there's a lot of stuff that's quite similar. But then I kind of just feel like, but is this not like every Battle Royale game that they just ripped off each other? Like, did they kind of not do that? Also, didn't Overwatch like annoy their entire play base? Didn't they like wind up everyone up? Exactly smashing. Because I've always said like it's nice because they always come out with like different designs and I can always try and improve my stuff. And then they came out with Marvel Rivals and I was like, "Tah." Can't separate from it, so they'll be fine. They'll be all right. Yeah, I remember when I used to play a lot of Overwatch. I used to main Junkrat. Ooh, from your guys' perspective, if I used to main Junkrat in Overwatch, who do you think I would be good at playing as in Marvel Rivals? Also, I have played Marvel Rivals. I played it, I want to say once, but I played it twice, and I know that sounds silly. I downloaded it so I could get access to look at, just so I could look at all of the skins. That's all I wanted to look at. I just wanted to look at the roster. But I didn't know what I didn't know what I was pressing. I was so confused, and I accidentally ended up in a game. And because I thought I was in practice mode, I was not. I was not in practice mode at all. And so I ended up playing this game, and I didn't know how to pick a character. And the one it just let me pick was Moon Knight. And I was so frustrated because I didn't know what any of the stuff did. So I had this amulet, and I just kept throwing the amulet at the payload because I thought it was like some shield or something. I hadn't got a clue what it was. I had no idea. So I was just chucking that. At it. Anyway, that was the wrong place. And also, I got really, really, really annoyed because none of the rest of the team were like doing anything decent. They weren't sticking with the payload. They were just running off. So I stuck with the payload, and then I saved my ultimate, which I don't even know how. I got most of the kills in that game. I saved my ultimate, took everybody out at the last minute, and won. And I was really offended because I didn't get player of the game. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm basically some kind of god. So then I went into practice mode, found all the characters, played as all the characters, decided which one I like, entered into another game and immediately lost. And I was just absolutely devastated. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe when I knew what buttons to press. I lost. I should have left it as a 100% win ratio. Yeah, I was Junkrat. Oh, I was Junkrat all the time. I didn't mind being Diva or Mercy if I had to be, but I was Junkrat through and through. Yeah, I mean Junkrat, and I was really proud of being Junkrat. I just gave up in the end because people kept being mean to me, and I got really upset. I was like, I have enough of this on the internet. I can't deal with it when my gaming time too. Still have another half an hour waiting in line. In line? What are you waiting for, Hulk? Have I forgotten something? It's hot here too. It's 29 degrees. I am sweltering. sorry, I've missed bits. From what I know, I've never played Overwatch, but the fan base was so upset that Overwatch didn't listen to them, give them things that they wanted or the updates. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing that I was thinking of. Like, it would be the equivalent of like Animal Crossing. It is kind of the equivalent of Animal Crossing and people getting really annoyed with the game, because I genuinely cannot believe, and I know that sounds like we're talking about something else, I'm changing the subject, it's not my intention. I just genuinely cannot believe that for a game where people were willing to buy multiple Nintendo Switches, they didn't, all people wanted was more furniture. I genuinely can't believe that they were like, yeah, that's it now. And then they just stopped adding stuff. I genuinely find that so shocking. And I appreciate, oh, they're working on a different game. But if everybody just kind of like got frustrated and moved on to like a similar game, like Disney Dreamlight Valley, and then they played that instead, I'm not saying that's definitely going to be a surefire winner. But if like the next one didn't land, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, people were asking for more stuff and like more slots and stuff. Like people were enjoying it. Like I don't think it's too hard to add more pattern slots and let people play around with things like that. Uh-oh, don't mention Angry Crossing. No, my beef is now with Hello Kitty Island. No, I still got beef with Animal Crossing. Almost 40? Are both mecha pilots? Diva is such a brat. Well, Penny is a bit more sweet. I like that change. I think Diva is very, very competitive. I never really saw her as a brat. I saw her as like competitive as a personality. But I don't know. Like maybe they switched her out a little bit. Maybe I just noticed. I find good Junkrats are really infuriating. Just as annoying as a Sombra or a very accurate Widow. Oh yeah. Oh, Ghost was a really good Sombra. Ghost was really good at Sombra. May. Who's the Egyptian lady who can fly? Who's similar to Iron Man? I'm very close to unlocking Terrify. Farah, thank you. Yeah, Ghost was really good at her as well. Yeah, when we used to play together, and then I gave up in the end because I didn't like people being mean when they kind of like... I didn't like it when quick play became... It's not officially competitive, but when it felt competitive, I didn't like it. What? Oh my god, Hulk! That's insane! I showed the Triss paint to my friend who's a massive Witcher fan. She loves it. I was wondering if you have any Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, her second favourite game. I have not. I've never done anything from Assassin's Creed, now that you mention it. Does Cassandra have a hood? You love the truck? Thank you! That's what I've been working on for weeks. Like the last 2 weeks. That's all I've been doing. Building paper nets. One of my friends made Sombra and Symmetra costumes for the Sombra, and oh, cool! That's so cool. Oh yeah, Ghost was really good at Symmetra too. I just stuck around with Junkrat. I liked being Junkrat. Let her rip! A HUD, sorry, that's me from talking a bit too quickly. A HUD, like in her design. That's banana. Rivals is more melee focused too. Lots of melee characters. In Overwatch, hitting people is so hard. That's an interesting. I wouldn't know because I haven't played that much, and I don't watch people play Marvel Rivals either. But that would be that's interesting. As a comparison. Queen, I was thinking this the other day as well. A lot of them don't seem to fit very, like they're not suited to like mesh either, are they? To like cover for bugs and stuff. I was thinking that the other day because I was looking at it and I was like, she doesn't. Let me have a quick look then. Make it a bit easier. What do I need? Was it oh, with a K? You meant Cassandra, Assassin's Creed. Interesting design. It's not a no. I would just need to think about how. Because of those wrists. We just acclimatized. I remember going to, oh God. I remember when I was living in Japan, we had a heater. And when I was living, when I was living in Japan, we had this heater and there was only one heater in the whole flat and it was in the living room and it was expected to heat the whole flat. And I lived in Hokkaido during the winter. I did a ski season there and like they were like, oh yeah, just the heater. And I was like, where's the other heaters? And they were like, there's only one heater. And fair enough, I did like acclimatize to it after a few weeks, but it was hard at first. I was so cold. I was really cold, especially when you get there and it hasn't been turned on for weeks or months or whatever, I guess. So yeah, that was hard. Sorry, how much a day? Yeah, they don't know actually. I think to go to Niseko it can be quite hard. It's quite expensive it's quite expensive when you're there and you're on holiday. It's not that expensive if you're there and you work there. In my opinion, anyway. What does it look like if I like slice some of the edges off this? Does it look better or does it look worse? Because this part of the design is really slicey anyway. I don't really want to use the Dremel, but I might have to. I think that'll be okay. Yay, Nugs! Glad you did. Wear it, like, yeah, that's basically what I did. I think I wore like 2 or 3 tops and then like a coat. I know that first night I think I slept in my coat. Pretending like that. I think, yeah, the rest I could do, but the wrists are like, oh. It's when there's like something that's a bit bulky and I'm like, damn. Oh, thank you. I was, yeah, I found that really hard. Optimus Prime that was hard. Okay, that is better. I'll scratch it away. Yeah, that was really, really hard. That was definitely a challenge. I'm really happy with how it turned out though. But I was a bit scared because I couldn't tell if it looked good because it was basically designed to like cover part of my head. And so in doing so kind of covered my eyes because I needed the eyes to be drawn on my cheeks. I needed my eyes to be hidden. So I had the top of the head like kind of cover that. So I couldn't quite see very well. There's actually there is a video where Ghost was trying to tell me which direction to walk in, and like especially when I had the PUBG helmet on, I couldn't see nothing, because I didn't want to put a real visor in it because it didn't match the rest of the design. So when I was wearing the PUBG helmet, I just had Ghost be like left, this way, turn your head to the right, turn it back to the left a little bit to get the video. Oh Christ, it was hard. Which is another reason why I was like, oh, maybe I didn't put a visor in until the very, very end because I was so unsure. I was like, maybe I don't put it in. I don't know, but I didn't know if it was going to look good until I started doing the paint. I was really struggling to imagine it in my mind. I was like, I think this will work. I think it'll work. Oh my God, I was so scared. I was so terrified. Chat. Is the pink transformer on the shop? It is not. It is not. Alita. Yeah, no, she's not. Don't remember if I edited the photos for that, actually, now that you mention it. It was awesome though, thank you. It was hard. I'm really proud of it, but yeah, that was, especially like, where do I start? When I was like, I need to build Optimus Prime, and I was like, okay, so I started with well, now you have to. All right, 1 second, let me add it in. Let me add it onto my spreadsheet so I don't forget. Thank you very much, thank you. Shoots. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with the helmet, but then I was like, which part? Where do I start? Okay, added. Thank you very much, Biscuit. Oh, I forgot about this feature. Yeah. It can be, don't worry if you can't read it. It's only, I've set it to be twice per stream. I don't mind how many you want to add. But it's just set to twice per stream just in case like, it gets a bit much. So, but there's no reason why I couldn't do another one like the stream after, you know what I mean? To be entirely debilitating, yeah. It's like, you can't see anything. Yeah. Well, I think that was the thing. I wasn't necessarily feeling, I was hot. And then I was really, I was stressed out. There was one point I was really stressed. So the thing that I really couldn't understand, which was so difficult, don't worry, Flying, I feel like I can't type anymore at all. And the thing that I really couldn't understand was, when I had the helmet on, I had the chest plate that Ghost and I built together. We tried to build that because that was really hard for me to measure on myself. So I did the chest plate and then I put the helmet on and then, but I couldn't stick the chest plate to myself because I had the fear that I would use the tabs and then I wouldn't be able to get it to stick to me on the day. So I was just holding it in place. Then I had the shoulder pads and then I couldn't tell if the shoulder pads fit with the chest plate and with the helmet. So on the day when I was putting I was finished and I was trying to put on the last, everything was glued onto me. I was trying to put on my right shoulder. I couldn't get it on. It wouldn't fit. And so we had to keep cutting parts of it off to physically get my arm in there so I could get my arm and just glue it in. It was so stressful and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if this is gonna work. And then I was like, every time I needed like some kind of change, I needed like, Ghost had to take the helmet off me, everything was glued down. Like, oh my God, it was very difficult. I was very happy to be taking that one off, that was hard. They're on stilts. They can't use their hands. Power Armor doesn't actually have tech in it, so they just shuffle about. And yeah, it's really hard. Like, that's the thing, is like walking around. It's not like, oh wow, like, you know, you can walk around and genuinely be like some kind of marine and, you know, run around and whatever. It's really hard to like to walk him. And I was so scared as well with my movements, because in the first part where I turn. In the first part where I'm turning, you can see that like the paper starts to wobble a bit too much. And so I was a bit scared, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want it to look cheap. So I was trying to limit my movements. Oh my God. And the part of the video where I'm like punching and well, not punching, but I'm doing the like shooting, I sped it up to 160 because I was going that slow. I was doing it that slowly to not wobble the actual armor. I'm so happy with how it's turned out, but yeah, it was quite the journey to get that video to work. And then afterwards I was like, I'm hot. No, yeah, that part's been sped up. The video looks great, thank you. Definitely one of my challenging pieces. I hope a lot of people like it, and I hope it performs well for them. Raw. I haven't yet, Fergie. I really, really want to, but no, I haven't yet. I don't actually have Netflix, but Mort, oh, I've missed one. But Mort said that he was happy to put it on in Discord at some point, so I need to organise a movie night sometime. Because I don't want Mort to have downloaded stuff and then when I said I was possibly going to do movie night last week and then not do it, you know what I mean? It's not fair. That was Alita from... That was Alita from Paramount, which was so crazy because that was for the new Transformers kids film. You know, I've recently had stuff where people were worried about me about me not being family friendly and all, you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird, but yeah, anyway. Saw it was a movie and didn't watch it yet. I've got so many things to like try and catch up on, you know. I'm not good at catching up on stuff. I was really happy with that one. That was the first time I tried to do a Transformers look and I was like, how the hell are we gonna do this? And then figured it out. So when I was approached about Optimus, I was like, I think I can do this, but I think it's just gonna be quite tricky. But managed it. We did it, chat. We did it. I've just got the soundtrack on repeat. So I accidentally heard a little bit of the soundtrack because I was doing the KDA paint a few weeks ago and that played on as like playing next and I was like, what the hell? Your transitions are so clean. Thank you. That's really, really lovely to hear because I'm always like, God, they're so terrible. So it's nice to hear, so thank you. I'm trying to make them look a bit more roughed up. You can make paper, not paper. Thank you. It was very hard. But I feel like I understand paper nets better than any mathematician ever. Nice hairpin. Thank you. It's a sword. Yeah, queen. Hair's there for you to have fun with it. Well, I don't really know a lot about like TV shows and stuff, do I? But I kind of feel like this one came out of nowhere. It's about as long as smells are not ready. A wig is the way forward then, queen. Get yourself a wig. Wigs are the way. Yeah, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, oh, I was really annoyed. I had this one company reach out to me because they wanted to send me a wig and I was like, let's go! And I picked out the one that I wanted to, and then they were like, fantastic. All you need to do now is provide us with a cosplay. And I was like, excuse you? No. No. That was so, yeah, it's cheeky. I was like, this was not part of the original deal. Let me know if this changes. Oh, but we like, whoa, but you're so, yeah, no. I feel like I've really had to put my foot down a lot more over the last year, and it feels really, it doesn't feel nice at all. It makes me feel like, it's so unrealistic and it's such a dramatic thing to say, but it kind of makes me feel like a terrible person, but it's not. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the right with a lot of the stuff that I'm saying, but it just feels so mean. And here are my rates. You could send one through to me if you want to. Other than that, if you are not interested in paying me to make a cosplay, Fergie, it was horrible. It was so horrible. I was kind of talking about it earlier, but oh my god, it was one of those phone calls like I never want to like do ever again. And also, Fergie, this is the second landscaping guy I've had to fire, and I just had a moment of bravery, so I just like decided to just call this guy, and I just hated it. Like I was like, hello. Circumstances have changed. I need to know if you're coming by this Friday. Otherwise, is the person young or old? I'm gonna say he's probably like 35 to 40. But he works with his father-in-law who's like 60 odd. So both. Yeah, and then he was like, like the opposite of these influencers where they're supposed to ask for free deals instead of being offered. Do you know what? That really annoys me when people do that, because somebody pointed out to me a while ago and I thought it was a really good point. And it was like, if you're such a successful influencer, you'd be able to pay for it. I've always thought about that whenever I don't want to ask for things for free, and I don't like asking for things for free unless, yeah, and I'm just kind of, yeah, so sometimes I'm like, huh. I can understand if you're doing something in, in exchange. So like say that it's not a lot for a company, a big company, to give you like, I don't know, like a small product or something, then yeah, whatever. I'd be like, you know, I'll do this if you send me that. And it's not much, like, I don't know, like skincare or something. It's not a big deal. But yeah, on some other stuff, I'm kind of like, especially if this company's reached out to you before, but yeah, it's a bit, Yeah, I had to like threaten to fire someone today, Shadow, so I'm feeling fragile. They have no feelings, and employees shouldn't feel anything either. Well, this guy is self-employed. Saying no is the kindest thing you can do for yourself and everyone else. Companies try to pull that on, yeah. Well, you can afford to pay then. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Like, would you be interested in a collaboration is different, but yeah, just... Anyway, yeah, so I called this guy and I was like, circumstances have changed. Are you able to come by this Friday? Because otherwise, if not, I'm going to have to look into hiring somebody else to finish the job. And he was like, yeah. Like, he was like, yeah, you know, like, I'm nearly there with all my other projects. And I was like, okay, but you told me that you were going to turn up next week, and it's been 2.5 weeks since then, hasn't it? And he was like, yeah, but I had some personal stuff come up, and I was like, I understand. And then I was like, I need to know if you're coming by Friday, because if not, I need to give this job to somebody else. And then it was, oh my God, he was like, my wife is heavily pregnant. And I was like, I can understand. He was like, family has to come first, you know? And I was like, I can understand. He was like, but I know you just want it done. And I was like, yes, but we have hired you for a long time now. And you know that we had to move on from, I know, Fergie, I felt like a low blow. I was like, and you know, we have to move on. You know, we moved on from the last guy due to no communication. I was like, I don't mind if you can't turn up. That's not a problem. If you let me know when you can and can't turn up, but it's not fair to tell me that you're coming and then not turn up. Don't you agree? And he was like, yeah, fair enough. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, but you know, I've got 2-year-olds at home too. My wife's been struggling so much. Like, she's just struggling, so I've just been trying to help. I've just been trying to help my wife. And I was like, I understand. It was so horrible. It was such a horrible. And I was like, I understand, but if you can't do this job, I will have to bring your wife and kid over. My friend said, I can't remember. Now there was a bit of a discussion between my friend, and I was sending messages back and forward and Discord. Said like, well, she wasn't heavily pregnant in January, was she? So what was your excuse then? And then Jackpot in the Discord was like, twins born at different times. And then my other friend said, that's the risk you take with twins. You're pregnant for twice as long. Yeah, and so I was like, I need to know, are you going to turn up by Friday? He was like, yeah, definitely. And I was like, but you've told me that before and you haven't done it, so I don't feel, I'm not filled with a lot of confidence. Can you understand? And he was like, yeah, I understand. And I was like, okay, are you going to turn up by Friday? And he was like, I hope so. Touch wood, yeah. And I was like, I need to make it very clear to you that if you are not here by Friday, I need to give this job to somebody else. Is that clear? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, thank you. Bye. Talk about Clinton to hell. Yeah, that'd be so horrible, wouldn't it? We remortgaged a car and a new engine. He was like, yeah, and he was like, I've been working on other jobs, and I haven't even been working on some of the other jobs. I've just been looking after my wife. My wife, she's really struggling, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, and I know, right? So because I was like, don't do it, and I was so. And normally, whenever I have like a really hard phone call, I get upset, and I can feel myself getting upset. I have this, and I sit here like, yeah. Absolutely no problem. I'm like death gripping, and I didn't have this because I was downstairs, so I just death gripped a bottle of vitamins instead. Oh, it was so horrible. Oh, it was so horrible. It was so horrible. God, my heavily pregnant wife. And then, but the thing was, somebody pointed out, was like, yeah, but it sounds like he needs to also work to look after his family. But then also, don't take on jobs if you can't do them. So that's exactly what I thought, Fuji. I was like, so you do this with everyone. But if he's being pulled thin and can't handle much, maybe you should be saying no. That's exactly what I was like. I didn't say it to him because I'm not going to tell him how to do his job, although it feels like I probably should. Yeah, it's just, does the bottle look like an apple core now? Luckily, it's like a cylindrical tube, so I couldn't do too much damage to it. Not that I would have definitely been able to, but oh, it was horrible. And then afterwards, I was just so sad. I hated the fact that I had to be so... I wasn't even mean, though. That's the thing. I wasn't even mean. And I felt like I didn't know... I don't know why I feel so horrible. But yeah. No, exactly, Fergie. That's the problem to me. Is like, I'm not I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels so awkward. Megan, shut up. Oh, awful. Absolutely awful. It was just such a nasty phone call. And I just hate the fact that, like, what else do? You have to do it. Like, I've been waiting around all this time. It's like, yeah, well, I know you just want it done. And I'm like, yes. You did it. Set a boundary as an adult. It has to be done. Oh, it's so awkward, isn't it? I don't know about that, Fergie. No, I don't know about that. Oh God, do you know what, Nibius? It made me realise I can't do that. I couldn't do it. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Yeah, it feels like it was more of a nibble, I think. That was hard. That was a tough conversation. God, I can't believe he was like, oh, but my wife, she's so heavily pregnant. And I'm like, yeah. Okay. But you knew about that 2 weeks ago when you told me you were going to turn up that week, didn't you? Hardwired not to do so. It just feels mean. It's just like, I think a lot of people just want to be nice. You want to be nice to people, but then you get taken advantage of, and then it feels mean. Fergie, I don't know if I've ever told you before, but you have such a way with words. What's liquid for? What's that? Liquid ivy? What the hell is that? What is that? You better get this job done ASAP. Family comes, because you know, family comes first. Yeah, right. That's fine if you told me, but don't tell me that you're going to turn up and then not turn up. If you said to me, I'm so sorry, my wife is heavily pregnant and she's really struggling, I can't be there until August, then it's a different story then, isn't it? But don't tell me you're gonna turn. I don't know. Now Ghost and I are wondering if he's gonna turn up by Friday. Ghost doesn't think so. I think he's gonna try, and then I think he's gonna mess up again. I think he's gonna try, turn up, and be like, look, I'm here, and then I think he'll fall off the wagon and then stop turning up again. But Ghost thinks he's not gonna turn up at all. It's like a healthy Gatorade additive with a one of those. Got you. A sports drink. Yeah, this is the garden guy. It's meant to be like doing the patio and like a bit of like the landscaping stuff. But now I'm kind of like, I might as well just learn how to do it myself. But Ghost wants to try and hire one more person. He wants to give somebody else a chance. I respect that. I'm not convinced. Put it that way. Thank you for translating the drink. Sorry, we're English. It is, and it's like it's hard enough getting like decent ones that care about your house and your stuff, right? Because most, from what I've heard from a lot of my friends, is a lot of the jobs that get done are like, oh, it's not my house, so it doesn't matter, right? Which sucks. That really sucks. And so it's hard finding a decent one. And then furthermore, now I'm just like, oh my god, it's even tough. I'm finding it tough finding one that's even interested in turning up after accepting the job. That's genuinely, Fergie though, I'm not trying to like say that you're wrong. That's genuinely what I thought this guy was. At first he turned up all the time. He was always doing stuff. He was here on bank holidays. He was like, oh, you know, bank holidays, but you know, I'm self-employed. I gotta make sure I do, you know, put the work in. And I was like, all right, like, respect to you, like, cool. Go for it. And then he just disappeared. Finding on how, is your wife considering becoming heavily pregnant over the course of the next week? Does your van have an MOT? When was that and how? And just really is not someone who can juggle stressful situations. Maybe. Give it the benefit. I'll give him the benefit. I think that a lot of them can't manage their own time very well. I think that must be what it is, because that seems to be what I'm understanding. Like, I think they are like, oh, it's going to be done, it's going to be done, it's going to be done. But then I think in the same way, it's hard to estimate, you know, especially when things come up. And when I say things come up, I mean like if I'm doing like painting and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't realize that this character had fabric folds on the sleeves and that's going to take me ages, and I really thought that this was going to be a quick you know what I mean, like stuff like that. So I can understand when stuff like that happens and then you're like, oh, they're doing something for ages and ages. But yeah, I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit like it's just not, what do you do? But this is a stranger. That's another thing. Yeah, exactly. Is strangers hired to do a job, pulling, I don't know, family, you know, comes first. And I'm just like, yeah. Oh God, it was, I don't know. But the thing that makes it even worse is every time Ghost calls him, he doesn't pick up. But there's been 2 occasions now where I've called him and he's picked up straight away because he doesn't have my number. Which was why, it was another reason why like, I was the one to call. Because he doesn't pick up anymore for Ghost, he won't answer the phone. Strange, isn't it? It's just, yeah, it's not acceptable, is it? So yeah, I've been feeling particularly quite fragile today, which again, it doesn't feel like, I don't feel like I should feel that fragile about it, but I do feel fragile about it. I was like, I'm gonna do, but also I'm exhausted, honestly. I'm meant to be having my days off, aren't I? But I've been having to spend my days off now just doing so much stuff, like in the garden, trying to get it somewhat acceptable because I'm trying to do more stuff so that he doesn't have to do as much. So it doesn't take him as long to get rid of him when he actually, or when someone turns up to do it. So I'm kind of like doing some of it now. Which is not too hard, but it's just like, it's not like hard to figure out, it's just exhausting. I think the battery just ran out. I forgot to plug it in, sorry, Jeff. 6 hours of sleep across 3 days, Carl. Mine's more so, I've had sleep, but my body is so tired. Yeah, I do, I just feel, yeah, it's just difficult, isn't it? It's just a difficult call. It's a difficult conversation to have. Just does the job and then goes. Be weird, wouldn't it? Or like, what if it did the job like half as well, but it definitely did it? Yeah, I'm even, like, part of me is like, what if I lower my standards? Whose job is to help you? Yeah, it's not okay, it's mean. With as hot as it has been. I tried to sleep with a blanket. But I've just been like not sleeping as much because I was so worried. And I know that sounds like silly, like what are we worried about, whatever. I was so worried about like my Optimus Prime video because it took me weeks, something like 2 weeks to do. And then on Sunday I sent it to the client, and I had just been like outside shoveling all day. And so and every time we had like a 30-minute break, I came in and I came here and I edited the video a little bit, so I was just chipping away at it all day. And then afterwards I sent it and I was so worried they weren't gonna like it. I was terrified. So I didn't really sleep because I woke up in the morning and I was just looking for like, what have they said? Like, is it okay? I was so worried about it, so I didn't really sleep. And then yesterday I had to do the shoveling again. Yeah, like an iRobot. My wife is pregnant. Sorry, human. What now? What now? Huh? My light went off as well. Did some fuse go? I don't know what's happening, chat. I'm having a day. I'm having one of these days. I don't know. That light to the side of me isn't working. Alright, well I'll leave that one off for now. I don't know why the camera went off at the same time. I'm having a day. Right, well let's just see how we go. Don't know, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, that was weird. This keeps happening, doesn't it? Thank you. Thank you for the sticker. This keeps happening every time I start like slandering something. Some kind of thing gets cut, doesn't it? Gotta be careful, chat. I know I'm like butchering this, but because it's so like rough around the edges, I think it'll be okay. Just hear the anxiety rising in your voice. Oh, maybe I'll just go offline then. No, Zonda. With the total gestation, I'm so bad. Precision? Precision. I barely remember what happened. Damn. Okay. Hello. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a shorter stream today since my body is exhausted. But I can still get something done. Crafty as a kid? I think only as much as any other kid was. I don't really feel like it was like my whole personality or something. I think only ever as much as any other kid would be. Doesn't look very grey. She doesn't really, does she? But I don't think Jean Green would have the same ring to it, you know? Jean Green, it would be a funny name. It just doesn't sound quite right. You can see his full detail. I mean, maybe I did a bit more than other people, but I wouldn't say I was like some kind of like child prodigy or anything. I've missed one. I hope when I sleep tonight, I can sleep for like uninterrupted, like 15 hours. Oh my god, Zero, that's so ominous. No. Oh my god. You know when you feel, you know when you've done so much like exercise that your body, like you feel like your bones ache. That's where I'm at. My bones just ache. Yeah, so that's why I was like, I think today I'll just get this thing. I'll get these shoulder things done. At least I'll have done something, and then I'll go to. I'll just basically like go to sleep. Excuse me. Because also, and I know this sounds so silly, but like, so because when Ghost and I came in yesterday after doing all the landscapey work, we had these blinds delivered. But we needed to cover up like some windows because they've been like damaging, the sunlight's been damaging stuff. So last night at like 10 p.m. we were both sat there and we were like, we might as well just do it now. So we were like installing blinds until like midnight, like trying to drill in the walls and stuff. So yeah, pretty tired. And then this morning got Ghost has been working, so then Ghost got up for work, and then I usually get up like shortly afterwards. So it's been a lot. It's I look forward to when I get to have my weekends back. At the moment it looks like all my weekends might be me learning how to do a patio. Crack non-stop. At this point 3 doctors and 4 physios have checked it out and none of them have any clue how it's possible. Wait, you could make it crack non-stop by like rotating it or just like moving it? Oh, what do you mean making it, like what, just sitting there cracking? Or when you rotate it? Do you know what? Zero, that thing is so crazy as well. Like my friend had a appointment today and they told her that she needed surgery, and I was like, okay, well since you live alone, can you tell me whenever you get the date, and then I'll come and make sure that you're going to be okay afterwards, because you know, just got no one. So okay, cool. An hour later, I've gotten the date. It's in like 3 weeks. I don't know, I guess it must, I mean, I think it must be different practices work differently. Rotating and moving it backwards and forwards. Oh, wow. You must sound like a transformer. You know, whenever they move and they do like the clink, clink. Clink, clink, clink. Zonta is a transformer. Confirmed. Autobots roll out. I was so happy that there was a little bit of that in the PUBG trailer, so I could use it. I was like saying the thing. I just tell people I'm crunchy. What a way to describe yourself. Hi, I'm Zonta. I go by pronouns he, him, and I'm crunchy. What about you? Not as an intro. It's better as an intro. They've forgotten. Zero. You know how everybody was praising me for being really, really patient? This is similar to that, but worse. Zesty thing to do. It's a nice way to describe it. Zesty. Next stream, no, hopefully on Saturday if it's not too hot. I don't like the word zesty. Do you not? Makes me think of like citrus. Okay, we'll go back to the scratching. You like citrus? I quite like citrus. I think it depends. I like lime over like lemon, you know what I mean? There's the name of Mel's recorder. It doesn't actually have a name, so I mean it sounds like it could be, how do I know? I've never asked it. Saying flair or flamboyant. I've never used it. I've never heard it used described that way. Zero, did you see that in some places in the UK over the course of the next few weeks it might get to 37? However, that was reported by the Mirror, so I don't know how true that is. I know you've been keeping on top of some of the... Yeah, you've seen it. Oh, Zesty sounds weird to me. Oh, lovely. That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm like, okay, hopefully we'll be able to do this paint. This June was... thing, it's not even like August. That's the thing that scares me. I'm so scared. Like, that's so weird, isn't it? If the Mirror said 36 and the Daily Mail will say 72. Yeah, they've definitely got some weird rivalry. They definitely do. Definitely not as fun as the Marvel Rivals, no. I wonder who else they're going to add. I know you mentioned that there have been some leaks and them adding some new people. I wonder who makes a lot of sense to add that they haven't added yet or hasn't been leaked. Ooh, it went down a little bit. I think Professor X. I don't see why they wouldn't. But I feel like every time someone killed him, I'd feel sad. Just be in the game like too soon. Tanks and healers. Oh my god, when are we all going to Austria? Let's all go there for a little bit. For no reason in particular. I have no idea, Biscuit. It's a no from me. Play as Morbius in Marvel Rivals. You get to say it's mobbing time and then every single player kills you.